Okay, guys. Hello, hello, hello. This is Hallie, your host of My Sister's Closet podcast. So, guys, I'm trying out another like area to be filming. So here we are. And what better place to film My Sister's Closet than right here, at my closet. Okay. So I'll be your sister, and here's mine right here. Okay. Anyway, I'm hopping on today to have a quick little convo. I just came from Pilates with a friend. We work out. We try to every Monday, okay? It's a fun thing for us. We have dinner, we get some movement. It's great. Wonderful. And, you know, we have been friends for 20 years. This is someone who I consider to be very close with. And, life doesn't the curveballs that life throws, it doesn't miss anyone. Everyone gets hit one time or another. Everybody has something that they are going through. And she was just so quiet tonight, my friend was. And I was trying to just like fill the silence, say stuff, talk about what's going on in my life. And it was near the end when I started kind of saying bye that my friend started confiding in me, and I realized that I was asking, like, why have you held this in? I was like, hey, you've been super quiet lately. So this is a note to check in on your friends, guys, because she had been super quiet lately. And the reason I hadn't heard from her is because she didn't want to burden me with her problems because I had enough going on. And I do have a lot going on. But the thing that I've been saying is that community with people, sisterhood, that is burdening someone because it's not easy. It's not easy to care for your own. Definitely not easy to care for another, or another's burden, but what a privilege it is to be able to do that and to have somebody who is trusting you with their things that are heavy. And together, some of those things might become a little bit lighter. And I think that we tend to shut ourselves off from trusting and from confiding in people nowadays because we don't want to put too much on them. We don't want to be too much. That famous saying is, if someone says you're too much, go find someone who can handle less. And you need to go find someone who can handle more. That is someone else's limitation, not yours, just because you're going through it. We're all going through it. So for someone to share that they were afraid because they didn't want to burden you, please, if your friendship is not capable of carrying the hard stuff, you may need to work on that friendship or find some new ones. Because relationships are built on hard conversations. And I looked at my friend tonight, and I said, hey, I've literally been talking about this. I've literally told you so many times. I'm with you when it's hard. I'm with you when it's easy. Okay, we're in this because that's what life is. It is to come alongside people where they are, meet them where they are, and lift each other up. And that's important to me. And also I pointed this out to her, holding yourself away from people is not helping you. It's not helping them because they don't understand why you're staying away and they can't help you. And so that whole hurt people, you are hurting the people around you when you choose to be silent about your burdens and your struggles. You are hurting people when you stay quiet and do not give them the chance to help or to relieve some of that pain. Cutting yourself off only serves to isolate you and the people around you more. So that's what I was telling her. And I gave her this huge hug and I was just like, hey, I've known you for too long and you're too important to me to not share with you and for you to not share with me, you know? I don't even, but like for a while, I'm guilty of the same thing, okay? But not telling people what's going on in your life doesn't necessarily help you or them. Not being able to voice your struggles is not beneficial to you. I'm just going to keep saying it. So I just kind of wanted to expand on that and talk about how um, lately it has been hard to lean on other people. It can be scary. I've been scared to be able to open up to people and share with people what's going on in my life. But I was at a conference very recently, and the person that was speaking, David Shands, he had said that like if you have something to say, it's almost your responsibility, and it doesn't have to be in a format like this. It can be when you're writing, when you're journaling. It can be with a friend. It can be just into your pillow. But you do have a responsibility to get out what you need to say. We are all unique creatures and creations. And I think that we should be in a place where we can share that with someone or something. I have this tattoo, and this was my way of speaking to myself. This this idea for this tattoo came in a very low part in my life. And this friend who didn't want to be a burden to me was actually around the time that I realized that I wanted this. Something very, very traumatic in my life had happened while I was in college. And it was terrible. And I was having a very hard time dealing with the incident that had happened to me. And the Mumford and Sons song came on, and it said something about like when Jesus said, "All is well, that all must be well," and this is a inkwell on my hand or on my arm, and it says all is, and then there's an inkwell, and it's like all is well, and there are all these like ink splotches showing me that there is still a story. And the friend who was afraid all those years later to share with me, she was one of those people who was with me step by step, day after day, checking in, making sure that I was okay. And um, it is such a privilege to be able to then pay that person back when they are going through such a hard time, too. And I love my friends, I love my sisters. And we really have to protect those people around us. And that when they're acting weird and when they're being distant, like they might be going through something that they don't want to share. But I'm reminded now, excuse me, I am reminded now on a daily basis that all is well because I choose to believe, to acknowledge that there is still a story to be told, whether it be heartbreaking and whether it be just the best thing I've ever done, I'm determined to continue on, and that was because of that girl, 11 years ago, and now hopefully when I'm there and I'm telling her and I'm making sure that I am showing up in that friendship, that's how I repay that years and years later because I was so empty I could not pour in to anyone, and when that happened, other people were able to pour into me, and that is what is so wonderful also about sisterhood, about creating a place where you feel safe is that it's a give and take. And it's also a place where you can get replenished. And that replenishment can come from talking through the things that you're going through and being grateful with each other as well. I think practicing gratefulness is incredibly important, especially in this day and age when you see on social media and other things about what everyone has in the lives that they live. But you also have to understand that to be able to talk to you today is a privilege. And it's something I'm grateful for. To be able to have a job, to be able to pay for all the things in my closet, I am grateful. And for the people in my life who have stuck with me and checked on me and loved on me, I am so grateful. So I think it's important for us to replenish ourselves so that when our friends are suffering, we are able to pour back into them. Yes. So share your burdens, friends and sisters. Share your burdens. That's what I've learned. You have to be able to share so that you can hold what your friends are carrying as well, so that you can pour into them and they can pour into you. So share your burdens and then be able to hold other people's burdens, be able to hold other people's pain, being able to hold someone when they need it can change someone's life. And it has changed mine when all you needed was a hug and you got it. Sometimes I think I've also failed in that when people, I missed those chances when people really did just need to be held. And I did not do that. And I did not offer that. And I regret it. Some of the biggest regrets of my life. And then replenish yourself and the people around you by filling it with gratitude and thankfulness. And that is what I've been reminded today when I was hugging on my friend and telling her that she could share things with me, the hard things, not just the funny and the quirky things, the hard things. I can hold heavy things, and my friends and my family, my sisters, we've all learned to hold each other's burdens, and I think that's important. So, those are the things that I wanted to talk about, those 3 things. And I wonder, is there anyone out there who's also experienced being held in a friendship and a sisterhood? And have you also experienced it like me, that there were people who could not hold you? And sometimes we learn the hard way. I have before, and that's why it's so serious to me that people are able to cultivate friendships and sisterhoods. Because there will be a time when you need it and someone else does too. So That's all, sisters. Have a great, great day. Light and love, love and light. Bye.